Here are 10 things I wish I knew before my bodybuilding prep. These are just a few things that I wish I truly understood before I started bodybuilding. I want to remind you that I love this sport with my whole heart. I admire it. I respect the hell out of it because of how hard it is. But these are just some things that I wish I knew. Number one is prep brain. This one I feel like is publicly framed as something like super silly and haha, like I can't think straight and haha, I like forgot to lock my car or like silly little things, but it is so much more intense than that. When you achieve a certain amount of leanness and low body fat, especially as a female, and especially if you're a natural athlete, you feel numb. You feel like a zombie. You can't think. You can't function as a human. I physically could not walk. I couldn't walk fast. Like, it was a hard thing for me to walk. And that's just like low energy, so that's like also not necessarily brain fog, but still a very important factor for you to consider, which I'll carry into number two, which is feeling numb. I don't know how to describe this feeling truly. I made TikToks on it while I was feeling it. I called it like zombie mode. You just end up becoming a robot when you are doing these things, because every single part of you does not want to get up and do 75 minutes of fasted cardio. But guess what? That's what you signed up for, so you are going to do it. And you get to a point where you are digging so deep that you just don't even want to think. You don't want to think of what you're feeling. You just do it and you get it done and that's it. But you feel dead, to say it lightly. Number three, you're gonna hate bodybuilding for a short amount of time. I feel like I'm semi still in that era, but I know it's temporary and I know I love this sport. I'm just like going through the repercussions of the sport, and that's why I kind of have a negative light on it at the moment, but I know that I'm gonna work through that. You're not gonna understand why anyone does this in the first place. Why would I torture myself? What's the point of it all? But once you achieve that stage day, that show day, once you really achieve that, the feeling is indescribable. It's indescribable accomplishing something like that. Like, the average person is not supposed to push themselves that far. So the fact that you're able to do it is indescribable. I think this is 4. Shaving your whole body. I didn't know I had to shave my whole body. Number 5, your family and friends are probably going to start to hate you just a little bit. Obviously, they love you, so they're going to support you, but if you're in their vicinity during the day, like while you're prepping, you're going to be angry. You're going to have mood swings. You are going to be low energy. You're going to be miserable. So, like, if you want your family to love you, do not prep around them. 6, all the comments you get from the general population or people who just don't bodybuild. It's so hard because people don't understand what you're doing. But once you start looking good, people are like, oh my God, you look so good. And that feeds into your head and will mess you up in your reverse, because you are conditioned to hearing these things for so long, and then seeing lines fade, it just makes it so much harder to go through mentally. If you live with someone, number 7, buy your own fridge. You don't want to look at what food is out there. Like, just stay in your own lane, buy your own fridge, and have your stuff separate, because seeing what food is out there is only going to make you sad in the long run after like a long amount of time. 8, how expensive this sport is. If you don't know, my bathing suit, just to be transparent with you guys, my bikini was like $800. $800. I think I'm going to sell it. So if you guys are interested in that, hit me up. But no, just my bathing suit alone was $800. My coach was $350 a month. And, that's just like the bare costs. Like, there's supplements, there's gym memberships, there's so much more to that than just those 2 things. The cost of food, speaking of cost, number 9, the cost of food. I had asparagus on my meal plan. It was $5 a bag, and I was going through it every 2 days. So, prepare your bank account. Number 10, you will develop a caffeine addiction, because it's going to be your safe haven. It's going to be your saving grace. It's going to be all that you have. So, be prepared to be drinking a lot of energy drinks and a lot of coffee. It's crazy because I'm reading all these things based off of a list I put in my journal during prep. So these are all very real things. And the last thing that I'll say, which is a bonus, I put being dizzy / can't see. I think this is just because I was natural. I don't think this is normal, but I really just dug myself into the ground during prep. So, be prepared to be dizzy and not being able to see at times when you like expend too much energy because you were so depleted. So, with that all being said, I again want to remind you that I love this sport, even though I'm highlighting the negative things on it. These are just things that I wasn't prepared for, so I just thought I would do my due diligence and share them in case you are thinking about prepping.